In the last episode, we put the motor and box back in my VZ SS Crewman, but now it is time to bolt everything together and see if it's going to run when I hit the key. I have been chipping away at it after hours, but you know what? Everyone loves a good whinge, so cue the whinging. And you wouldn't guess, the one size spanner I don't have in ratchet form is 15. Set up, guys, because we're going to be here quite a while. Somebody has cut this tubing with their little rat teeth. Look at that, much better. Now time to put on the front bumper and make it look like a car again. You know, the LS1 really is such a good looking engine. Just have a look at that, especially when you get rid of all of the previous owner's questionable yellow paint. Now, if you guys have followed my other videos, on my Maloo, it has an OTR and these infill panels. Now, typically, I love the infill panels. However, these infill panels, do not suit this OTR. So if you're looking for some, then let me know. They've been cut well, you know, you can see that, but they don't suit this OTR. And honestly, I think that looks better than having these that don't fit. So these are going to go on the shelf. And the next is a small compilation of all the things that aren't that sexy to do. I mean, the top bell housing bolts and grounds on the back of the motor, all very important stuff, but stuff that's a little bit tricky to film, but, you know, is very important. So you've got to spend 10 hours there on a single bell housing bolt. Also, I don't know what that bolt is for. As you can tell, it's raining in the shed. I've just gone to Autobarn and got some new bits. Now, these are actually not for this car. Although I probably could use that, but I actually bought those for the VS wagon, so we won't use those. But these are. Why did I choose these? Because they were 50% off. So LS1 takes 6.2. So we've got a 6 litre and we've got a 4. I've got 200 mils of the same stuff over there, so we're going to use that. And of course, that's for something else. We have a new Ryco filter. So we're going to pop those on. We're not going to do the transmission fluid yet because I still want to service it. Somewhere over here is the filter kit. So we're not going to use that, but we may as well fill the engine with oil. Hopefully all that rear main seal and everything that I've done actually works. Okay, well, it's insanely tight, so it means there's only one thing to do. Now, if you are going to do this, what you want to do is make sure you punch through both sides, and so that when you do turn it, which I'm going to have to do this way, it doesn't just rip it. There we go, that worked. Now, just be careful, but I've got rough carpenter or ex-carpenter hands, so just kidding, my hands are soft now. There we go. I've got some engine oil on there. You can't quite see, but... And of course we want to absolutely reef on it. Just kidding, snug is enough. Right, as I mentioned before, this is actually not sponsored or anything. I did pay for this, but it was on special. So we are going to use it full synthetic 10W40. was the recommended oil. And after this, it should be kind of ready to turn that. Actually, no, it isn't. It still needs a lot more. We still need to put the translines in, spark plugs, leads, and fill the. Actually, yeah, it's not quite ready, but just want to go check the oil of what I've done. Well, the dipstick is here, so that's not going to be much use, is it? Right, well, we're going back to my carpentry days because, there we go, because the exhaust doesn't want to come off, and there's one bolt on there that has become, I don't know what the hell's happened to it, but it has become a complete circle, and obviously that's not going to be any good, so we've got to get our grinder, my carpentry tools. It's been a while since I've used this thing, gotta blow the dust off it. There we go. And of course, I really did use all these all the time when I was a chippy, is PPE, because you know what, people make fun of you for wearing it, but they're old and their ears don't work anymore. So let's do it. Well, that's not going to work. I hit that with the multi-tool. Just tried that off camera. And it didn't really work, but I tried to get my ratchet on the other end and it actually worked. So I don't know whether that, I mean, it's going to start spinning soon, but at least it's loose. That's a really big win because that's holding us up. We should be able to get these trans lines in and carry on. All right, stop. I forgot to film and mention what I'm actually doing here. So I'm dropping the exhaust so that I can get access to the transmission lines. Now, I didn't film any of this. It was a total nightmare. If you are putting your motor and box back in, make sure the trans lines are on the motor or the box or both before you do it, because I had an absolute nightmare of a time putting it in. I didn't film it because there was lots of swear words and lots of tears and lots of scuffed knuckles. I also had no option but to drop the gearbox a little bit just so I can actually get my hand in there. It's such a tight space. I've gone and got these clips from DTM Automatic Transmissions in Geelong, so big shout out to them. They actually gave them for me completely for free. I know they're not a big dollar item and they didn't know who I was or anything like that, just really good customer service, but shout out to those guys. A little bit hard for me to show you guys this, but you put the clip on when it's at this level, then you push that in once the clip's on. So we're going to put the clip in. But again, it's very hard to film while I do this. Nice new clip is in. There we go. Now, those are in, and we just slide these guys on the back. Next up, transmission service. So, oh, why was that loose? Okay, surely they're not meant to be that loose. Okay, well, it's got quite a transmission leak, but God, these are so... I'm sure they're not meant to be tight, but it's got to be more than that, surely. Yeah, we'll leave that in. So the way I normally do this is I'll drop it like that. Like a lot of other things with this car, I'm thinking it's probably been a while since this has come off. Yep, so we've only got 2 bolts holding it in, but not tight, so we should be able to... God. All right, there we go. Okay. Got there in the end. So now I've just got to hold this and somehow do this without covering myself in transmission fluid. Could you hold that 2 seconds? Yeah. All right. Yep. Oh my God, okay. Been to the wreckers, and we've come back and it has finished draining. Oh, it just dripped again. But anyway, we're going to empty this pan into this bottle. That's done. It's just... These really are magic, these things. I'm not going to pretend for 1 second that I understand how this piece of engineering marvel works, any automatic transmission, but they are magic, pure and simple. This should just pop out like that. Now, this is our transmission kit that we got from Easy Auto Parts. There's the new filter, just pulled out, and oh, this one's a rubber gasket. That's much better. That looks correct, but of course we'll double and triple check before we put it on. And I'm pretty confident, but I am going to watch a video just in case, because you never know. There we go. Here's our nice clean pan. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Oh, I'll wipe that off. Anyway, nice and clean. And what we're going to do is just make sure our gasket is going to be good. Like this. Obviously, it'll be much easier to put it on than take it off because it is not full of fluid. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Quick run to my local for some TR6 spark plugs. Very satisfying part. Oh yes. And my favorite plug, of course, is the one right at the back on the driver's side. It is always just really great fun. It's in a few threads at least, but now we're just gonna tighten these guys up. It's looking good though, isn't it? Without all that yellow terribleness. So I believe that just leaves, obviously putting these leads on. And I think there's one plug at the back of the engine, which I haven't done yet. And then hopefully that should be good to go. Let's see if I've done it all correctly. I'm feeling reasonably confident, but all right, I just had to whip the starter motor out again because I forgot to plug in the crank angle sensor, and that's very important, unfortunately. Is the moment of truth. I am a little bit nervous, I admit, but it's looking okay right now. You see my hand is on the extractor. This genuinely is the first time that we start it. Please work. Please work. Obviously we've done some other things. Lights on the dash. Now it is going to be loud because that's the antenna. It's going to be loud because it just has extractors. Okay, well, that's a good sign. Except for the antenna, that's not a good sign. But as you heard, it ran there. Now I was actually going to drive it forwards out of the shed, but I forgot. We've put new brakes on it, and I haven't put any brake fluid in it. So it literally had 0 brakes, so we're not going to do that. Something did smoke up a little bit, but hopefully it's just oil that I've dropped on the extractor. But importantly, no engine lights, nothing. So still has an ABS light. I'm thinking from the driver's side pre-tensioner from Jacob, and it still has an ABS module, it still has an ABS light, which I'm hoping is the module over there. But it does actually move. But again, I didn't want to run it through the gears. And the other thing is I haven't put any water in it, just in case, but now that I know that it actually works, we'll fill it with water, and we've got to find an exhaust, and there we go. But very happy, very. And one of the last things to do, always very satisfying. That goes on, demineralized of course, and then that's going to be able to go into the. Now I've gone and filled these with water, and off camera before we did this, I also washed out the radiator quite a while ago. Well, the cheap SS Crewman certainly has come a long way. Motor and box, suspension, brakes. There's still a fair bit to show you guys what we've actually done, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I've been thinking, how am I actually going to film it? How am I going to show you guys? You know, it's not really a tutorial. I just want to bring you guys with me on this journey of saving cars. And this VZ SS, you know, it was destined to be parted out, that is for sure. You guys watching and some awesome people helping me like Easy Auto Parts, we have been able to save this old girl. So thank you guys very much for watching, following along, liking and subscribing.